So we always have to prove two things to the Internal Revenue Service. How do I prove that I made an offer to 95%? Well, we like to use an affidavit. When I go out and we make an offer, whether you have technology in place or you're doing it manually, many restaurants are doing it manually. You have store locations all over, maybe multiple states. It's hard to get to employees. And when you make an offer, you can't have them sign paperwork right then and there. You need to give them a reasonable amount of time to determine if they want to enroll in coverage or decline. So if you're relying on the carrier's waiver forms that are typically in the enrollment packages, well, now you're chasing down a workforce that generally declines. And so what we like to do is we like to use an affidavit. So the minute you make an offer, you're having the employee attest that they've received the offer. Again, because I need to prove 95% offers have been made. On the back end, you still want to collect that waiver, because if you did comply with the law, meaning the offer was minimum value, it was affordable, and that employee declined it, you want that to challenge the exchanges later on as the exchanges start to send out notices so that these employees can't go get these subsidies. And more importantly, they don't get a plaintiff attorney wondering why the IRS is going after all the subsidies and they can't remember 2 or 3 years ago that they declined the offer. You need the burden of proof is on you as the employer. And then essentially that rolls up into, ideally, in your audit files, you would want some sort of visibility as to how much documentation do I have that I can use to back this up and represent an audit. So some of that visibility is what you would get, the percentage of documentation. And if you're not at 100%, who am I missing documentation on? Again, you're just trying to prove two things. Prove that you offered coverage to 95%. Prove that they declined if they declined. And essentially the rest is in the documentation of your benefits, right? The plans that you're having, the rate sheets, the minimum value, all of that should be in the general plan setup that you have by your broker.